Hey guys, I'm Clarke, and today I'm having another look at the new JHS NotADumble pedal on a very appropriate day, I suppose, because I've just seen this morning Josh's slightly strange video explaining that there was actually a mistake in it and the clean channel is not the pedal that he thought it was. There was a mix-up with schematic, which is quite interesting. I don't think it really matters personally because it still sounds great, but if you want to see his explanation and apology for the confusion, have a look at the JHS channel where he explains it. But today I'm looking solely at the drive channel. If you do want to see my full honest review of the NotADumble, I'll put a link down below and probably floating around here somewhere so you can see my deep dive into what I really think of the pedal. But someone made a very good point, and that is, how does it stack up with other Dumble pedals? So I decided to pick out one of the big boys that I happen to own, and that is the Dude from Rockett. So I've got them set up next to me here with the Boss line selector selecting between them. So when the light is green, we're listening to the NotADumble, and when it's red, we're listening to the Dude. In hindsight, that was definitely the wrong way to set it up, since the Dude has a green light and the NotADumble has a red light. But hey ho, perhaps I'll put some arrows on the screen so it's clear which one you're listening to at any given time. I want to be clear that this is not me trying to see if they sound the same. I think it's now well documented that the Dumble sound is something that is actually quite varied. The original Dumbles, there were so many different sounds across many amps and pedal box units. So it's very difficult to say what the actual Dumble sound is, especially when the vast majority of us have never actually heard a Dumble. So the real thing I'm looking for here is quality. Are they just different? Are they the same? Maybe. Are they where are the differences, and are they of a similar quality? Is the NotADumble going to live up to the might of the Dude? We'll see. So I'm going to go through 3 different drive sounds, low gain, medium gain, and high gain. So I'm starting off with the drives at 9 o'clock on both pedals, and we'll kind of see how they stack up. But first of all, here is the clean sound. Pretty crystal clean, so should be a good platform for the pedals. So starting off with the NotADumble. Okay, so straight off the bat with that kind of low gain setting, I'm finding that the NotADumble is definitely a lower gain pedal at this setting. There's definitely more gain in the Dude, and I also think there's a pronounced low mids more so on the NotADumble. I think that's sticking out a lot more, so I think it's less transparent than the Dude. Okay, I'm going to wind up the gain a little bit on the JHS just to try and match it a little bit. Okay, so far, I wouldn't say there's any noticeable quality difference between them. They've definitely got different vibes to them. Like I say, there's that thicker mid-range on or the lower mid-range on the NotADumble, but there's more gain in the Dude, so just some differences there. Alrighty, let's wind it up to about 12 o'clock on the drive and see where that leaves us. I'm also going to move over to the bridge pickup for this, just to start getting a more hard, rocky edge. So absolutely the same, lower gain on the Dumble. So I'm going to, on the NotADumble, sorry, I'm going to wind the gain up a little bit. Somewhere about there. I'm actually finding the Dude sound a little bit brittle there, so I'm going to wind down the treble a little bit on it. The volume seems to have leapt up on the JHS. I think it might be higher headroom, so as you drive the gain up, it also boosts the volume a little bit more. Yeah, definitely noticeable volume, so let's just get them matched again. Before I get on with the next part of the video, I just wanted to say that if you're enjoying the video, then please do consider subscribing. It's a brilliant way of supporting the channel, and of course, it's completely free. If you want to support the channel even more, then you could have a look at the merch link down below, or you could consider becoming a member. It's less than £5 a month, and you get early access to videos, access to a private chat room with myself and the other members where we discuss all guitar nerdery stuff, as well as updates as to new gear I'm getting, new techniques I'm working on the guitar, and just general stuff about my life as a musician. So if any of that stuff sounds interesting, check out the links below. Okay, so I was going to do both with the gains at 9 o'clock, no, 3 o'clock, but the Dumble is pretty much, the NotADumble, I keep doing that, the NotADumble is pretty much there already, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to dime the NotADumble and then match the gain level on the Dude and just call that the high gain. now we're at this higher gain level, I think actually that treble needs to come back in on the dude, so I'm going to wind that back in a little bit. All right, let's max out the dude and just see what our absolute limit of gain is between the two. Okay, so what you just heard me do at the end there was break out what I think is the dude's secret weapon, which is the deep control. So both these pedals have basically a volume, a gain, and a treble or a tone. But the dude also has the deep control, which controls the low to low mids, and it just gives it this beefiness that you can't get out of the NotADumble. So is that cheating for me to have used that little secret weapon? I don't know, but I just wanted to show that little feature because I think it is something that the dude has that a lot of other Dumble pedals don't have. So I don't think it's necessarily as clear as one of these pedals winning. I think it depends what you're trying to do. I personally found there were some times, depending on what I was playing, what I was doing, and what kind of gain level there was, I was preferring the NotADumble, and sometimes I was preferring the dude. So I think if I can condense this down, I think the NotADumble is more articulate, and I think I preferred it for the lower gain stuff. But the dude is smoother, and I preferred it for the higher gain stuff because it came with that thickness and it had that just sustain and beefiness, like I said. So it's not as simple as one being better. It's just depending on what you're using it for, what's the right sound for you. But I think the NotADumble holds up very, very well in terms of quality. I don't think it sounds cheaper in any way than the dude. I think it's just a slightly different style pedal, albeit in the Dumble family of sounds. But what do you think? Let me know down in the comments if you preferred one or other. Do you agree with my verdict, or do you have a different verdict of your own? Please do let me know. But in any case, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed with the bell icon ticked to be notified of new videos. Have yourself a great day, and I'll see you next time.